There are some things that Kim Mulkey says that they make you laugh. And she can be an evil person.
Oh, yeah,
but
no,
a damn good basketball coach and still make you chuckle from time to
both
time.
can be true.
Yeah,
100%.
yes. Yeah, would I want to play for it? No. Would I want my daughter to go and play for Kim Mulkey? No. But you know what? I'm not going to hate the game.
Look,
she's a damn good basketball
Kanye's
coach.
crazy, but his albums slap.
Yeah.
It's
Well, they used to. The new one's not so much.
But you understand?
Ever since he went to his metal teeth, he's
pre-Life of Pablo. Life of Pablo and pre.
Yeah, there we go. But Kim Mulkey right there talking about the death grip that she gave to Caitlyn Clark, the back of her neck, and pulled her in tight after the game. She told her how much she appreciated Caitlyn Clark, and like so much was made in this. We do this in all sports, right? The idea that Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, LSU, and Iowa absolutely hate each other. That is more for fans than anything else, right? Like, there is smack talk, there's gamesmanship that happens over the course of sports. And look, for that 40 minutes that they were playing, they did hate each other. But these rivalries are manufactured, and they are blown out of proportion by their fan bases because of what we saw in the championship game last year, which was a lot of S talk, back and forth. Angel Reese giving the "you can't see me,"
and then
pointing to the ring finger. You know, those things. The fans are like, I hate her. It's like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. You see Tom Brady's post the other day. He's like, spoiler alert, we've liked each other the whole time, and it was him and Peyton Manning. Like, we've been friends this entire time. There can be this mutual respect, but when you go against each other, you have that passion and you have that hate in your heart that you love so much.
I like a little hate in the heart.
But I think what we saw last night, that was more riveting basketball in the two games that we saw with LSU and Iowa and UConn and USC. That was entertaining, and it was like a throwback March Madness day.
Yeah.
Because they were players that you knew, from Angel Reese to Caitlyn Clark, Paige Beckers, Juju Watkins, and I always want to call her Smith Schuster because USC has got the only people I've ever seen named Juju.
They have the market cornered on Jujus.
And how Juju Bees is not trying to get back in the candy game with Juju Watkins and Juju Smith Schuster is beyond me. Maybe because it's very hard candy that hurts your teeth. But you saw stars take center stage. Think of it in the men's. We're going to the men's Final Four. It's this Saturday. DJ Burns is really the only star that we have on the men's side in the bracket. You have good players.
Edie.
Klingen. Oh, Edie.
Yeah.
Edie.
Edie's your star.
Edie. You have DJ Burns and Edie.
Yeah.
Klingen.
No.
No.
Castle. No.
No. I mean, Grant Nelson.
No.
He's got a mustache, which is cool.
But this is also a big part of this is how long has Caitlyn Clark been in school?
4 years.
How long has Angel Reese been in school?
4 years.
Paige Beckers?
I think she's going back for year 5 next year. She said she's going back for year 5 next year.
And so you have familiarity.
Yeah.
None of the people that are at the top of the game in college basketball right now, with the exception of Edie, have been around and been at their schools. Like, let's look at Tennessee. Dalton Connect. Yeah, he's a upperclassman, but he just got to Tennessee this year. He was at Northern Colorado. So you don't have those kind of lines and those storylines and those rivalries that build up over time. But you also don't have the same thing that college basketball has on the men's side, which is the flattening of competition. In the women's side, it's still UConn, it's still Iowa, it's still LSU, it's still South Carolina, it's still Stanford, it's still Notre Dame. It's 6, 7, 8 teams that regardless of what happens, they're going to be there. Come Elite 8 time, that the group. It's very, 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 very rare that it deviates. Now, we've gotten past at least UConn and Tennessee. It was just 2. Now there's 10.
Yeah.
12 maybe. But it continues to grow and grow a little bit more and grow a little bit more. USC is kind of a new team to the fore, kind of returning to what their roots were. That adds another team in the mix. You just start going down the list, and you're going, what does this look like in 10 years?
What's really fascinating to me is in 10 years, will we be seeing the WNBA's marketability of players. Because here's the thing about women's college basketball is that this is their marketing, like this is it.
Yes.
In college. When college women's basketball, you are more marketable there than you are in the WNBA. Whereas in the NBA, we will know more of the players that are in college right now once they get into the NBA. And that it's so backwards where college is more marketable than the professional sport, and it's even the highest level in the world, right? The WNBA is the highest level of women's basketball in the world.
The only difference is that unless in this, I think we're going to see this change, or not even change, revert back. Next year's college class, we didn't watch college basketball at all, collectively as a country on the men's side. It was not something that was watched. You will see ESPN, Fox, whoever else, they will have every single Duke game will be must-see TV.
Just shove it down your throat.
It is going to be Zion all over again because of Cooper Flagg and Colin Malik. It is going, hell, Rutgers is going to get a crap ton of TV appearances because of their recruiting class. And there's going to be so much more. The easy way to look at this, the NBA was putting Victor Wembanyama's exhibitions and French games on the NBA app. They were building him up before they got there. But the men's game just didn't do that this year because they looked around and went, nah, we're good.
No, yeah.
We're like the juice isn't worth the squeeze here. Let's just kind of let this thing play out. But I think you're going to see that come back around as some generational stars return to college. At least that's the theory.
And getting them to stick around is huge.
Yeah.
Getting them to stick around is going to be the big part. And even like DJ Burns, he was a Winthrop guy.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this graphic of starting fives for each of the Final Four teams and where they started.
Mm-hmm.
NC State does not have a single guy that started at NC State on in their starting five.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee has got, I think they lead the way with 3, but or that was the lead 8. Their best player was a Northern Colorado transfer. Dalton Connect. In UConn, I think they are now in the Final Four. They're leading the way, and I think they only have like 2 guys.
Klingon and Castle.
That started at UConn, and they're going to be playing in the Final Four.
Yeah, I think those are your only 2.
You have one and dones, and then the fact that a lot of coaches have gotten wise, and even though recruiting has gotten so much better and so much accessible for coaches to see players, late bloomers in basketball,
it's a real thing.
It happens so much because guys grow into their bodies. They become more coordinated again. Sometimes you have a kid who grows, does the Anthony Davis where he grows 9 inches in a year, but he's not able to keep it all together and go from being a point guard to a center.
Yeah.
With ease. A lot of these guys, sometimes it takes a while for them to grow into their bodies. Well, now the good coaches in college basketball are identifying that talent, going and finding those guys from the Big Sky,
from the Duquesnes, from the Holy Crosses, from in the Northern Colorado.
Yeah, or going down to Jacksonville State and plucking a guy out, or Winthrop. Yep. If you're NC State, and you're able to get those guys to plug and play almost immediately,
and you don't have to worry about the development timeline, because they're developed, and you're basically bringing in the hired guns, and it's so much simpler. Bringing in hired guns in football is different. It's 11 on 11. There's so many more moving parts, integration. Basketball, if a dude is a dude, and he fits your system, like look at Marquette. If you're Shaka Smart, you find a guy at a JUCO. A perfect example, if you go back, Tom Crean finding Jimmy Butler as a JUCO guy, and then coming to Marquette. Finding Wes Matthews, or you just kind of go down a list of guys that, like, you target a particular type of player, and you just go find the upperclassmen, because those guys are all looking now, the way things are with the way the transfer portal and NIL, they're all looking to move up.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the process goes. You start at a smaller school and you work your way up. On the women's side, that dilution has not happened. So you still have the stars pretty much on the same teams, but man, did they show out last night.
They really did. It was riveting, and it was good games too. Now, the Iowa and LSU game, I thought as far as gameplay goes, Caitlyn Clark went for 40. and she was electric shooting the ball. Her ability to dish and find open players,
Carved them up.
That was incredible to watch. Watching LSU and Angel Reese and Felicia Johnson.
Yeah.
They were in Haley Van Lith too. Haley Van Lith's the third best player on their team, and she was like a prodigy coming out of high school.
The best part about last night
that game was sloppy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not a clean, like we were watching. I was watching, especially earlier. You were going, "What in the world is going on?" But then they settled in that second half,
and it was great basketball.
It was back and forth, and it was great basketball. I thought the UConn USC game, that game was way more clean and way more of a better basketball game.
It was tight.
Even though UConn ballooned that lead out to 12, USC came storming back at the end and made it a game at the end. Like it was riveting to watch too. But that LSU Iowa game, you saw that the magnitude of it early. You could see it had them rattled at the beginning of that game.
If the thing you want to champion women's sports and women's college basketball in particular, how it was successful last night. It's not just the ratings. It's that Haley Van Lith was getting cooked all over social media, just like any other dude who gets fried. When Luka walks somebody up to the line and says, "You're gonna be my B tonight, and I'm gonna drop 40 on your head." I mean, Haley Van Lith even gave a Jordan shrug of like, "What am I supposed to do?"
Yeah, but there was nothing she could do.
But that was the cool thing last night is I saw very few people getting mad that Haley Van Lith was getting cooked. That's the equality you're looking for.
That's the progress.
I know it sounds dumb, but it genuinely is because it's being discussed in the exact same manner of the men's game. Because you're highlighting greatness and you're cooking somebody who got cooked by that greatness. That's how this works.
I like that. I like that a lot. And at the end, we got Kim Mulkey.
I said, "Girl, you something else."
That drop is gonna live.
I hate that she's
the
got
next time
a
we
fun
get it.
voice.
Next time we get a new hot.
I said, "Girl, you something else."
Mm-hmm.
Haley Van Lith.
Seriously, I hate.
I said, "Girl, you something else."
Tell me she doesn't have a great voice.
She does.
It's so frustrating.
She does.